Thank you, Mr. Chair. I understand what you're trying to do here, Senator. I just have a question about a piece of the language or two. If you look at page 3, starting in subsection C on line 6, you with me?
Line 6, yes, sir.
So part of this, I like this section mostly because it says that an occupational licensing entity, and then it has two things that they can require, either pass an examination specific to relevant state laws or require them to furnish a bond, financial statement, or proof of insurance coverage. So it's given the entity, the licensing entity, the authority to say, hey, if there's some specific state law that we need you to know before we grant you a license, then we're going to make you do that. I guess, and so I think that's generally a good approach. However, my concern is with that word may rather than shall. I'm just reading this for the first time this morning. And so that's my question. If we have issues that are specific to Arkansas, should we not, and I understand all the other stuff that you're kind of getting around, I understand that. But if we have issues that are specific to Arkansas, should we not require the person to at least study and test for that part only before they get a license?
That will be up to the board. There the string that says may, because they will have to make a professional decision at that time.
Right.
If we say shall, there's no choice there to be made. We've got to give the board some rope.
So that's my point. Unless I'm wrong, I don't believe the licensing entity has that discretion when it comes to current Arkansas residents.
And the thing about it is some of the boards or some of the occupations may not require those items that you listed out there, the financial statement or even an insurance. Some of them may not require that. And so in that case, we do not have to require them to have it. Right.
I understand that. That's kind of a different issue than what I was asking about, because I'm asking about the Arkansas state law, that's C1 on lines 8 and 9.
8 and 9 says pass an examination specific to relevant state laws.
Right. So if we have an issue that's specific to Arkansas state law, should they not require whoever's coming into the state to say, hey, we got to learn at least about this specific part of Arkansas state law before we grant a license?
But we're going to give them to work first, and if they need to do that, then at that point they can come back whenever they get their renewal, and that can be forced upon them.
Okay. And so you had referenced section C2, lines 10 and 11, and you said some boards may not require insurance, and I understand that. But my question is, should that not read that they shall be required to furnish a bond, financial statement, and proof of insurance coverage, at least to the extent required under Arkansas law for current Arkansas residents? Because if I'm just making something up, let's say you have an occupation where you have to have a certain amount of liability insurance. And I understand not every occupation has that requirement. But if your occupation does and someone comes in, should they not have that same requirement that a current Arkansas resident has?
I actually feel like this covers it.
I'm sorry?
I said I actually feel like this covers it.
He said, I feel like this covers it.
Senator Tucker, we have